When you talk about homeless people, the picture that comes to mind is the guy on the corner asking for money, holding a sign. For most homeless people, that's not their story, that's not their reality, because they feel oftentimes ashamed, and so they fall back, they blend in, and you don't see them.
Well, Paul, tell us a little bit about your story and what the ministry of ShowerUp is all about.
Really what we talk about with ShowerUp and our whole mission is, first and foremost, we're here to build relationships. We find that that's the core of how we can impact lives for Jesus. And it really becomes more than just about making dirty people clean. It really is about seeing lives transformed.
When it's time to go in and serve, what does it actually look like? Tell us about that process.
We have a converted box truck that has 3 shower suites in it. And oftentimes when we pull up, there's dozens of people, sometimes upwards of 100 people who've been waiting for hours. That's part of the neat thing about what we do, is that we get a chance to spend time with them and talk with them, because here we're seeing people who've been waiting in line. They tell us their stories, we get a chance to hang out, and when they get their shower and they come out and they're transformed. You can see it in their faces. They just come out and they're smiling, they're laughing, and that to me is the sign of hope. They've understood that life has possibilities for them now.
What was the inspiration for ShowerUp?
If you would have said to me 20 years ago, you're going to work with the homeless a lot, I would have looked at you like you were nuts, because it was never on my radar. It was one of those things that God had not worked in my heart, and I hadn't really understood how important the poor were to God. And then just reading Matthew 25 again, where Jesus talks about, when you did it for the least of these, then you did it for me. The verses after that talk about when you didn't do it for the least of these, you didn't do it for me. And that was a gut punch for me. That was, wait a minute, I've got to change what I do. I've got to change how I think. And ShowerUp was born when we just said, okay, we're gonna walk through this door until God closes it. We had one lady who said to us that, you've made me feel human again. You don't look past me. You actually talk to me, and you care about me. Most people have heard of Jesus. They just haven't seen him. And we get a chance to show that to people each and every day.
Talk to us about how you've seen community develop as you've been ministering to the homeless community of Nashville.
When we first launched ShowerUp, we didn't know what to expect. What we have seen, though, is a real community develop and grow. And it's not just among the homeless, it's among volunteers or people who come down to cut hair. And sometimes we even have musicians come down and play music, and I think, this is what the church is. This is the church. This is all kinds of people coming from all walks of life for really a common purpose. And the common purpose isn't about making dirty people clean. It's about sharing this love that we have for one another, because God has put us in this place, in this time, with this opportunity.